There is a big difference between surviving menopause and building strength in menopause. A lot of women I work with come to me feeling frustrated because they're really trying hard. They're working out, they're eating healthy, eating all of the right things, and they're doing all of the right things. And yet their body is feeling like it is working against them. The truth is, most of the strategies women are using in midlife were designed for a completely different stage of life. So, today I want to walk you through the inside out method that I use with Christian women over 40 who want clarity, strength, and confidence in this season of life. Because when you approach this season from the inside out, everything begins to change. Most women navigating menopause are doing the very best that they can with the information that they have. But the approach often looks something like this. They try random workouts they see online. They heard that it works for someone else, and so they try to make it work for them. They start cutting calories or skipping meals, trying to stay in that caloric deficit. They follow advice from influencers that may not understand menopause physiology, and they ignore how much stress their body is carrying. And very often they separate their faith from their health practices as if those two things live in two different worlds. So, what happens? They feel exhausted, they feel confused, they start to believe that something must be wrong with them. But the problem isn't that they're failing. The problem really is that the strategy doesn't match the season. Midlife requires a different framework, and that's where the inside out method comes in. Instead of focusing on calories or workout, we start addressing the system that actually drives health, that drives their metabolism, and drives their energy in this season. The first place that we begin is identity. And this is huge because who you believe you are really shapes how you treat your body. If a woman believes that my body is broken or that I'm past my prime, then every health decision she makes shapes that belief. How much she's committed to moving, how often or how consistent she is with her health and wellness. But when we begin to see our bodies as something entrusted to us, something worth stewarding well, the mindset shifts. And that shift affects everything that follows. It's a domino effect. The second layer is the nervous system. One of the biggest metabolic disruptors in midlife is chronic stress. If your cortisol level stays elevated for long periods of time, it becomes very difficult for the body to burn fat efficiently. It also disrupts sleep. It increases your cravings and it affects your blood sugar regulation. So, part of menopause health isn't about workouts at all. It's about creating rhythms that allow the body to actually recover. That might include better sleep routines, managing your stress, and not constantly pushing the body into overdrive. The third piece is muscle. Muscle is one of the most powerful tools that we have for metabolic health. It improves our insulin sensitivity. It supports bone density needed in this season. It helps regulate energy levels and it protects our metabolism. After the age of 40, muscle loss accelerates if we're not intentional about maintaining it, which is why strength training becomes non negotiable in this season. It's not punishment, but it's protection. The fourth piece is nourishment. Many women entering menopause have years, sometimes even decades of dieting behind them, on and off yo yo dieting. And chronic undereating can actually slow your metabolism and increase your stress hormones. Instead of extreme dieting, we focus on consistency, consistent meals, adequate protein at each meal. This helps to stabilize the blood sugar. And of course, fueling the body in a way that supports energy and recovery. When nourishment improves, the body begins to feel safe again. And that safety changes how the body responds metabolically. The final piece to this is clarity. There is an overwhelming amount of menopause advice online right now. Some of it is helpful, some of it is not so helpful. But without clarity, women end up trying 5 different strategies all at the same time. And that is a recipe for disaster. But progress happens when we filter out the noise and build a structured plan that fits the individual woman. That's when results can become more predictable. This is the reason why this inside out method works, because it's designed specifically for the season of life. It's menopause specific, it prioritizes strength and metabolic health, and it's informed by physiology and evidence. And it aligns with the belief that care for our bodies is part of stewardship. Instead of punishing the body, we learn how to support it, how to work with our body. One of the passages that often comes to mind when I think about this season is in Mark chapter 3. Jesus chooses the 12 disciples before they proved anything, before they performed, before they had everything figured out. And sometimes women enter menopause feeling that they've somehow lost their value or their capability. But that is not how God sees us. I love the fact that we're studying Mark in this season. It's bringing to light so many things. This season is not a disqualification. It is an invitation to steward our health, our strength, and our energy in a new way. I experienced this shift personally when I realized that the way I used to train, pushing harder, doing more high intensity workouts, it just wasn't giving me the energy or results it once did. When I started to prioritize strength training and recovery differently, everything changed. And that is exactly what I've seen happen to many women that I work with. One client in particular spent years trying to lose weight through cardio and calorie restriction. When we shifted her focus to strength training and fueling consistently, she began to lose body fat while gaining muscle and energy, something she didn't think was going to be possible in this season of life. And that is the kind of transformation that happens when we approach health from the inside out. So remember, menopause does not mean decline, but it does mean the strategy needs to evolve. When we address identity, stress, muscle, nourishment, and clarity together, the body becomes more responsive. And women begin to feel strong, capable, and confident again. If you want this framework applied to your body, to your schedule, and to your stress load, I do work with a small number of women one-to-one. Right now, I have about 4 spots available for my personal training program. So if you're interested, you can apply using the link below. And if you want more guidance on strength training, menopause health, faith-centered wellness, be sure to subscribe below. I share new videos every week to help you navigate this season with clarity and strength. Have a great day.